Check this out, y'all. I'm looking at the current situation in Florida and Texas. I'm here in Atlanta, Georgia, in Decatur. I'm looking at the financial situation. Trump asked Congress for almost $20 billion in tax money to help rebuild Florida and Texas. Now, the first problem that I have with this is the news reports only show the rich areas. South Beach. I've been to South Beach. I worked in South Beach. I did a concert in South Beach. I was also a bartender in South Beach. They got some pretty nice property that just got washed out. I'm not concerned about them. They got plenty of money. When they get the insurance check, they're going to be okay. But they don't show the hood. I want to see the poor parts of Florida. I want to see the poor parts of Texas. And since Florida happened, Texas rebuild haven't even been shown. Haven't even been on the map. Damn. Just like disappeared because, the Florida hurricane is a hot topic. So, what? They got rid of Texas altogether, Now, this is a shout out to black folks in America. This is what I said in 2005 when the hurricane survivors came to Atlanta. I told them they didn't give money. The federal government didn't give one dime, one nickel to the rebuilding of Detroit, Chicago, Watts during the aftermath of the 1960 riots. What makes you think they really gonna give $1 to New Orleans to rebuild? As a matter of fact, the money that was set aside for New Orleans went to sister states next to New Orleans that didn't need it. The Connecticut flood, those people had their houses washed out. The poor people, they didn't return. And this wasn't the first time this happened. It was in the 1930s that they did this. And those people were white. I'm sick and tired of this racial issue in America because you haven't learned anything in history. You haven't learned. I'm not going to sit here and say that racism and all that shit doesn't exist because, I know it exists because I went through it in the 80s when they had put out when Reagan and Bush put out the genocide program, was killing us and locking us up, having us kill each other, gang warfare. I went through all of that. I grew up in Saginaw, Michigan, in Tri-Cities of Detroit, Flint, all that. So what I'm trying to tell y'all is America will not recover financially, economically from this. We got 2 more hurricanes coming and then we go straight into the winter season. Now remember last year and the year before, there was 181 tornadoes that touched down in Alabama. In a month's time, destroyed, just wrecked. You don't hear nothing. And the winter storms in Chicago, New York, Pennsylvania, Cleveland, Ohio got hit hard with cement breaking in half and construction and buildings just rotted out and destroyed. We need to take that money from the military budget and use it domestically to rebuild our infrastructure. Now, that's coming from an American point of view. From a black man's point of view, I could give a damn. I could give a goddamn about the agenda of rebuilding this fucking country for these rich fucking crackers and shit that's goddamn trying to destroy us all, but in general gives them only 12% of colored blacks in America to deal with and exterminate. That's the reasons why the police officers, the overseers from off of the plantation, got a green light to kill us. Kill us. You know, surviving the 80s and early 90s, I never thought, because, most people predicted me to be dead at 19. I made 25. I was happy. And then I went on a rampage from 24 to 30. And at 30, I said, this is it. And I did. I almost died 3 times. And after 30, about 34, I slowed down. God said, slow it down, bro. And I've always been an activist, but I went into overtime from 35 to the age of 48 to where I'm at now, because I had my fun. I had my freaknik. And it's time for people of my age to grow the hell up and sacrifice themselves for the generation behind us. In saying that, we need to wage an economic war against these black mega churches that's getting our money. Jesus is not white. Stop praising white Jesus. He's not white. Can you imagine a white boy in sandals and a house coat walking through the desert 2,000 years ago? They can't even go outside in 85 to 90 degree weather without suntan lotion. So, yeah. Hair of wool, skin of bronze. It's in the original Bible, the first edition. Don't give me that, the New Testament. Yeah, the New Testament means that if it's New Testament, it means it was rewritten. And then if it was rewritten, then they put in a whole bunch of crap in favor of themselves. So there you have it. But economically, The Fall of America, the book that I read by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad in the 90s when I was a college student, the prophecy is coming true. This is it. America is about to become a third world country by the end of 2018. The fresh water supply will run out between 2024 and 2026. Look what's happening now. And the Flint water supply. Remember, the trickle-down theory is not in economics and not in Reaganomics and voodoo economics. It's in water. Water. The south water supply comes from the north. Yeah. What they flush, we flaunt. Yes. Yeah, it does. You know, in Atlanta, Lake Lanier and the Chattahoochee depends on rainwater levels for us to have an adequate water supply. And you know who's soaking it up? Coca-Cola and Pepsi. Beer companies, bottling companies. They keep producing plastic. I don't know why. They just steadily keep producing plastic instead of going back to glass. But this is my first video in 7 years, and that's all I had to say about that. I'm going to make another one and post it in a few minutes when I finish barbecuing, because families around this neighborhood and community don't have power, so we're going to the grill to fix food. Peace.